I will now move on to our welcome address from our representative from University of Tasmania, who is the Professor David Sadler. Professor David Sadler is Deputy Vice-Chancellor, Students and Education at Uni of Tasmania. He joined the university in January 2001 from the UK, where he was one of the directors of the Higher Education Academy. His role at HEA saw him lead many initiatives in the areas of student engagement, education for sustainable development, open education resources, technology-enhanced learning, and increased social inclusion in higher education. He's obviously a man after our own hearts. These remain his passions and inform his approach to a student-centred focus to learning and teaching at the University of Tasmania. Please join me in welcoming Professor David Sadler.
Well, good morning everyone, and I must apologise, I've got a rather heavy cold, so if it sounds very nasally, it's because it is, so sorry about that. I just wanted to pass on another apology. My Vice-Chancellor, Peter Rathjen, has been called to an urgent meeting, and he would have otherwise been doing today's welcome, but I know he's very passionate about this particular area, and he passes on through me his best wishes for the conference. Just wanted to correct Leanne, I arrived actually in January 2011, not 2001, that's fine, and it's been an absolute pleasure to work to build education for sustainable development at the university, and I'll talk a little bit about that in a moment. I should do a kind of a forward apology. I opened a conference yesterday, which is still running, at the Institute for Marine and Antarctic Studies around open educational resources, and we've got people there from all around the world, and I said, if the sun shines, don't stay just in this building, go out and explore Hobart, and tomorrow, i.e. today, is going to be a lovely day. I'm a sort of amateur meteorologist, and obviously need to stay in the day job. So I'm going to be very brief, but it is a great pleasure to open this, and also to welcome my former colleague and great friend Stephen Sterling, and together for a long time actually in the UK we worked on the Education for Sustainable Development programme run through the Higher Education Academy. And I know that he's a formidable and very interesting speaker, so I'm looking forward very much to, particularly tonight. It is an honour for the University of Tasmania to co-host with TasTAFE the first Australian Campuses Towards Sustainability conference to be held in Tasmania. And actually this conference is one of a remarkable number of events which have been held over the past week or so, which have brought the focus of the community into sustainability and education. So the Australian Association of Environmental Educators Conference and associated University of Tasmania hosted research symposium concluded yesterday. And following this conference, the Sustainable Living Festival is taking place over the weekend in Hobart, if you're able to stay, and as a part of which the University of Tasmania is again sponsoring the talk series, as well as opening our facilities and seminars and the showing of films to something like 10,000 attendees. So this is going to be a busy weekend. And as I mentioned, there is another conference running out of the Institute for Marine and Antarctic Studies, which is actually a 5-star Green Star building on the waterfront. That's around open educational resources. And I mention that because at the University of Tasmania we have a curriculum intervention in what we call breadth units, which are multidisciplinary global wicked problems. And the first breadth unit that we actually put in, now we've got 11, but the first one we put in was in sustainability, and it does use open educational resources. And you can see my determination to build education for sustainable development coming through there. There's a few people that are actually associated with that breadth unit in the room who are hoping that I don't say something out of turn, I think. Okay, so the Australasian Campuses Towards Sustainability Conference, I think, provides a natural connection between all those events. And as ACTS member institutions are all about the student experience and academic offerings and service and faculty provision, it is actually very much my home territory, and I'm proud to be standing in front of you. The impact that we make on our local and regional communities as we work to deliver these agendas can be profound, and we are trying to approach this strategically. We are a major player in the state. We are the only university in Tasmania. We employ, we're one of the largest employers in the state, and we have over 30,000 student enrolments across our campuses, right across all the regions of Tasmania, as well as on the mainland. Our leadership role in this space is critical, and it's one that, as the chair of the Sustainability Committee, I try to take very seriously indeed. We are a university, and like any university, we're a place of dialogue, debate, controversy, ideas. We're a place where particular enthusiasms have to be balanced against a holistic kind of approach. And that's very much the flavour of the moment. But we are trying to build sustainability in a holistic and strategic way across all of our activity areas. And I'm just going to talk to you for a few minutes about that. In terms of strategic approaches, we are a 2009 signatory to the Sadler Declaration, an international voluntary 10-point action plan, which all of you will know about, for incorporating sustainability and environmental literacy into our activities. We have a strategic plan which we call Open to Talent, and it states, and I quote, that future planning, design and management of our facilities will be guided by a vision of sustainability seeking to reduce environmental impact, achieve economic efficiency, demonstrate social responsibility, and enhance the student experience. The implementation of innovative design and technology will complement an organisational culture which promotes sustainable practices through all of our endeavours. Alongside that, we have a statement of values which was agreed a couple of years ago, which asserts that we work in a unique setting and actively partner with the communities in which we live in support of a healthy, civil and sustainable society. In terms of the committee, we've developed a governance level principle which states, amongst other things, that the achievement of the university's mission and vision requires that environmental protection and sustainability are key priorities in the way the university operates. All of this has then fed into particular activities. So I've mentioned the breadth unit in sustainability, but actually it's a much broader learning and teaching intervention. One of the first things I did when I arrived here was start a big conversation across the university about a new strategic plan for learning and teaching. And what we've seen is sustainability built into the curriculum much more broadly. And also in terms of our learning and teaching infrastructure. Yesterday, for example, I was party to a immersive video conference meeting, and we have invested millions of dollars in new video conference facilities which deliver our curriculum across Tasmania to regional campuses, but which also reduce staff and student travel, and that's a key area, and links to our sustainable transport strategy, which was launched in 2012, which gives a firm plan for the future and demonstrates the organisation's commitment to the inclusion of sustainable practices as we go about the primary business of teaching and research. Research is another area. We have 5 core research themes for the organisation. And environment, resources and sustainability is one of those core research themes, and it's very much a multidisciplinary engagement across the entire university. So if we take that link between strategy, learning, teaching, infrastructure and research, what we're beginning to hope to see is outcomes in terms of the impact of all those strategies, which reduce energy use, increase energy efficiency, reduce the use of carbon emissions, provide much more sustainable transport services and infrastructure, fleet upgrades to include all electric and hybrid cars, and I think, Stephen, you got driven out to Mona in an electric car yesterday, and the rollout of a comprehensive recycling programme, to name but a few. But success is also manifested through external partnerships and through the recognition of the University of Tasmania's sustainability-related efforts, including our partnerships with the state government, who co-fund the Sustainable Transport Infrastructure Development, the 2013 Australian Bicycle Achievement Award, and most recently the 2014 Australian Property Institute and Master Builders Tasmanian Excellence Awards for our two newest 5-star Green Star buildings, the aforementioned IMAS, or Institute for Marine and Antarctic Studies, which, if you haven't seen, you really ought to. It has a fantastic building and a fantastic view. And where you're going, I think, later today, which is the Medical Science, or MS2 building, which are part of our medical precinct. And I think there are conference tours on Friday. But making a big difference, and a positive difference, is not down to the University of Tasmania as a single institution bravely and heroically forging a path on its own. It's about the collective impacts of the sector as a whole. And I want to acknowledge the tremendous efforts underway at all the ACTS member institutions, some of which are being highlighted in the Green Gown Australasia Awards tomorrow night. And I'm particularly pleased to note that for the first time ever outside the UK, and the last time I went was in the UK, so this is quite interesting for me, the winners in the International Green Gown Award categories are being announced from here in Tasmania, which is lovely. So, I've gone on too long, and it's now time for me, on behalf of the University of Tasmania, to welcome you to our beautiful corner of the world. We are listed in the Lonely Planet as, is it 7th or 4th? I can't remember. 4th place you must see. And Hobart in a previous year was listed in the top 10 cities of the world to see in the Lonely Planet. If you get time, and you should make that time, and I give you another confident weather forecast, tomorrow will be nice, do explore. And I do hope you have the opportunity to explore this wonderful environment that we have and the heritage that we've got here. And of course, I wish you a very productive conference. Thank you.